So if you want to see how I created this Victoria's Secret Angel bombshell makeup look, keep watching. Hey guys, so this is going to be my second makeup tutorial I've ever done on my channel. So I'm still a little bit nervous doing these things, but I feel like this is something that I've always wanted to do, and I feel like this is just the perfect time to do it. So let's do a Victoria's Secret inspired makeup look, Victoria's Secret bombshell. But I've got my inspo pics on my Pinterest up now. I've literally planned this for so long, and today me and my mum are going to like hang out in the city, so we were like, okay, let's obviously like take pictures. And I was thinking, okay, so what's the outfit gonna be? And I thought the only right thing to do the weekend before the Victoria's Secret fashion show is to do a Victoria's Secret inspired look. My friend Sinead got me this for my birthday. It's a Victoria's Secret Angel in Training t-shirt, and it's just such a thoughtful gift, because if anyone knows me, you know that Victoria's Secret is literally like my favorite thing in the entire world. Like, I watched all the shows. I've watched all the shows several times every year. Normally around Christmas time I watch all the shows, like all from, I think it started in 1999, I think, or whatever, someplace in the 90s till 2018. Like, I watch every single show. So the fact that the show is coming back properly this year, I'm so excited. I did watch last year's one, like the tour, and it was cute. Like, it was a cute concept, but I just feel like it just wasn't the Victoria's Secret that we, like, you know, love and know. So I'm just so happy that the show is coming back this year with like the angel format and the runway and the music performances and everything like that. I'm so excited. I'm also so excited for the performances, because I'm such a big fan of Lisa and I love Tyler as well. So I'm really excited to see what they bring to the VS show, and the fact that Cher is going to perform as well, like one icon, especially because she's so famous for her outfits, and I just feel like that's so fitting for Victoria's Secret. But anyway, let's get into the makeup. First of all, I've done my skincare. So what I normally do after I finish my skincare is I put some Vaseline on my lips and around my nose and kind of like onto my cheekbones. Fun fact, a couple months ago I actually had some really bad skin burns because I used the Nimbuzin, basically one like Korean famous like vitamin C serum, because as you can see I have some really bad like pigmentation from hyperpigmentation from like some just, you know, spot scars and stuff, and I was just really, you know, no matter what I was using, it just was not coming off, and even the products that normally remove my hyperpigmentation weren't working, and I was kind of like, what's going on here? So I did loads of research, clearly not enough research, which I'll get into in a second. Turns out it's not actually like a proper vitamin C serum, and it is in fact niacinamide, which I am very much allergic to. So I was using it thinking, oh, maybe my skin's just like in its purging era. No, I was suffering skin burns. So here, kind of on my nose here, around my upper lip, and then like onto my cheekbones, became very, very dry. So normally now my skin's, I think my skin's like properly healed, but I'm still quite cautious. So before I do my makeup, just because makeup can be quite drying, I don't really have oily skin, so I like to just put a little thin layer of Vaseline. Normally this is basically what I use as primer. Primer for me doesn't really, I wouldn't say it doesn't work, it doesn't make a difference. I think one primer I definitely want to try is the Grip one, like by ELF. I think it's a dupe for like a high-end one, but I want to try that one just because of my laugh lines. Like, pretty much my laugh lines is the only place on my face where my makeup shifts. Okay, so first step for me, I normally go in with my foundation. So the foundation I'm using is actually one I got on clearance. I wanted to try it out because the color match was really good. I need to make sure this wasn't on clearance because it's being discontinued, but because it's just like maybe they're changing the bottle or changing the formula. But this, it's the HydraLuminous Moisturising Foundation, and guys, this is so tea. Like, this is literally so good. And for me, I really don't like having heavy makeup on. Like, it's just not my vibe, and this is very lightweight but yet high coverage, so it's definitely become a favorite of mine, which is crazy because I have been using the same foundation since I was like 16. I never switched from the True Match, but low-key, this might have some competition. The competition is on the phone. If you watch my last makeup tutorial, you know with my foundation I normally mix in a little bit of hyaluronic acid just to almost water down the foundation, but also just provide a bit more like hydration for my skin, because like I said, I don't really have a dry skin type, or oily, sorry, I don't have an oily skin type. My skin is actually quite dry, so I like to just add an extra hydration just to help with my makeup throughout the day. So I'm just mixing the hyaluronic acid and the foundation. So normally what I'll do is I'll just go over my, oh, you guys see that? It doesn't even look like I put nothing on my skin. Like, it literally doesn't even look like I put anything on my skin. The color match is crazy. I really need to research and make sure that they did not discontinue this this line of foundation, because this is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. Just like that. And then on my nose, especially on this part, I'm one of the girls who have that like mysterious line on their nose and have no idea where it came from, but it's there. Guys, it literally looks like I'm just putting nothing on my face. Always make sure, this tip is actually one I got from Jasmine Tooks, who is, still is I guess, a Victoria's Secret angel, and she's actually been confirmed to be walking in this year's show, and guys, I'm so excited. Oh, if anyone knows me, like, Jasmine Tooks is literally such an icon for me, like, just in fashion in general, especially being like one of the only few black Victoria's Secret models, period, black Victoria's Secret angels, and black Victoria's Secret angels to ever have worn the fantasy bra. So yeah, also I really hope they bring back the fantasy bras this year, because that was also such a fun thing, and seeing who wears it. But normally they announce it before the show, but they have not done that this year, so I'm guessing it's either going to be a surprise or they're not doing it at all. Guys, don't make fun of how dirty my cushion pad is. It's doing the job, and that's all that matters, okay? But I just go out and blend it out. One reason why I love to use a cushion pad, I just feel like with my skin and the products that I use, that this doesn't make my foundation look streaky, and it also kind of buffs it into my skin rather than spreads it across, which I think just helps with like the longevity of it in general. Also, I'm currently gelling my edges, so that's why there's a lot of stuff going on here, but I don't want to miss my hairline. But fun fact, not fun fact, secret fact I guess, for the girlies who gel their edges and then they're like always worried about like their makeup like mixing or like looking weird, gel your edges first, because if you gel your edges after, the makeup gets like drawn in by the gel and then your edges look crusty. They will look crusty, no matter how much you try to hide it, they look crusty. So always gel your edges first, and then any gaps that appear around the hairline, just go in with your contour powder and like go over the hairline, and it all blends in. And then you can just get like a bit of micellar water or just some maybe like a makeup wipe and go over your edges gently to remove any powder that may have, you know, that looks a bit too obvious. That's the base done. Guys, it looks so good. It literally looks like my skin. It literally looks like my skin. Now, because, like I said, I do have the dark marks, which you can't really see, and to be honest, I don't really like my makeup to completely like a blank canvas, because that's just not like obviously realistic. Although makeup is not meant to be realistic anyway, but for the makeup for like myself, I think I just don't, I like how I look when my makeup looks somewhat natural, but I will just do another layer without the hyaluronic acid just over my right side, because like I said, that's where I have a lot of my scarring. So it's literally just like that. Also, if anyone has any advice for or any recommendations for products for removing like, I guess, spot scarring, I wouldn't call it acne, I never really had acne, but just call it sort of like spot scarring, but I guess it's the same as like acne scarring. But for dark skin, I would love to hear any recommendations, but they cannot have niacinamide, because my skin literally just reacts to it every time, no matter what I do, no matter if the product is mixed or diluted down. If there's a niacinamide in it, my skin will not hack it at all. Now I'm gonna go and do my eyebrows. For my eyebrows, I like to use the URGLAM brow pencil. This is actually from Daiso in Japan, so once this runs out, that's it. I'm gonna have to find something else. And normally I would use the MUA brow pencil, but their darkest shade, I think they've like changed the formula in it, or it wasn't in stock properly at my local Superdrug, so that color was not giving. But this, guys, is literally the best eyebrow pencil I've ever used, and the fact that it's literally 100 yen is crazy. I literally should have, I don't know why I didn't buy more before I left, but I really wish that I stocked up on them. But I just thought to myself, oh, what's the point of stocking up on an eyebrow pencil when there's so many good affordable eyebrow pencils in the UK? But now that I'm back, I'm like, yeah, I high-key should have gotten more. Also, a question for you guys, do you do your eyebrows first, or do you do it after your foundation? Or what step do you normally do your eyebrows in? Because sometimes if I'm doing like a lighter makeup look, then I'll do my eyebrows first, but then when I'm doing a bit more of a heavier look, I do my eyebrows after my foundation. I don't know which works better, but I think it just depends on the product. So that's my brows done. I really don't do too much of my brows. I just don't think it's, I don't know, I just don't like having a heavy brow in general. And I just go over my brows just to add some more texture to it, truly. Also, guys, did you peep the pink robe? I was trying to stick on thing, but I do not have a light pink one, so it had to be hot pink. But we're going to go in with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. You guys already know, this is my girl. Again, like I said, I don't like to do too much, so just a little bit in the inner corner and a bit on the what do you call this? The bridge of the nose? Yeah, I don't know why I was getting confused there. Beauty blender. Would you believe me if I said this was pink? I have washed it. It's too long gone. I should really get a new one, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Make sure you always blend out the edges of the concealer under your eye, or else that's where people get really, really harsh lines, which is just never cute. And also bring your concealer up onto your nose so you can kind of, what's it, like reverse contour? I think is the name of the technique, but that's what I like to do as well. And then we're going to do the nose and bring that onto the forehead. And that's also extra coverage for any marks you might have from dark spots, from forehead spots, which we all get. I'm digging it. I don't normally put some on my like here, but I'm kind of in the mood, so I'll just put a tiny little amount. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So now it's time to bake. Again, guys, I don't want to hear any noise about the state of my products. They're working for me, therefore they're working. One of the best tips and advice I got for your under eye baking is either use a pressed powder or press the powder in first lightly, then bake on top. And honestly, it does really make a difference. Your makeup just often looks way less cakey. And I like to bake my eyelid as well to like kind of prep it for the eyeshadow. Oh, for the powder, I'm using the Makeup Revolution one, like the really cheap, what's it? It doesn't even have a label. I've had this for ages. It's literally so good. But I press it really lightly just to get this. You see how it's very light? Like it doesn't even look like I've really used like a baking powder, just to set everything in place. And then the excess I just put onto my laugh lines. Then I go in slightly more heavy-handed and bake. And for me, this also works as just it's almost like a security blanket for the eyeshadow for any fallout. Another advice I got is, like, just off social media and stuff, is to buff out the edges of the baking so it's not like diffuse it out so that it's not too heavy. And also, again, bring it up onto your nose. There we go. That's all done. And then I just go in with a brush and just blend the edges out just so it's not too harsh, because I just can't stand harsh lines in makeup, especially on my own face. So yeah, okay. So while that's setting, let's go into the eyeshadow. So something that the Victoria's Secret Angels are known for is that glowy highlighted makeup look, especially with the eyeshadows and their, like, you know, their T-zone and like the highlighted points, cheekbones and whatnot. If you look at the black Victoria's Secret models, their makeup is ever so slightly different. I tend to see a bit of a pattern with black Victoria's Secret models where their makeup is a bit more sultry, or like it tends to be just a bit darker and the highlight is not as obvious compared to models like, you know, like Darts and Cross or Candice. So I'm kind of going to do a blend of having that very, you know, known Victoria's Secret glow, as well as mixing a bit of like sultriness into it. I mean, even to be honest, if you look at Adriana Lima, her makeup tends to be a bit more on the sultry side. First thing I'm going to do is use the Pro Base Full Coverage Powder by Makeup Academy. I actually prefer to use the Revolution Glow, but I am struggling to find it in stores. So in the meantime, I'm just using this one, and it's not too bad, but it doesn't have that red undertone that I love. This is a bit more cool toned. So yeah, but it's working so far. But I'm just gonna go into my crease with this, and this just kind of adds, this kind of works as just like a base for the whole eye look in general. And now I'm gonna go in with, I mentioned this, I think I used this same palette, I think, in my last makeup tutorial, but it's the COOU eyeshadow palette. I'm not sure which number this one is, but again, this is from Daiso in Japan. You can see the brown shade. I very much hit pan. This is too good. This is too good. And then I'm just gonna go over it again. So I'm kind of basing this look off this photo and this photo. So now on the lid, I'm gonna go in with this shade from the same palette, but I go in with my finger for this. So I use my index finger, and I just press it in the center of the eyelid. I love how chalky it is. It kind of feels like a kid's makeup palette. but it just doesn't look like it when you're done. So press it in there, and then I swipe it across the lid. And I do this a couple times just to like build it up to the shade that I like. So there we go. And then I'm gonna go back in with that brown just to clean up the white and kind of just make it a bit more seamless of a blend. Now I'm gonna go in with a black eyeshadow. Guys, if you see this eyeshadow palette, I mean, you guys have seen it before in my last one. This is an old ass palette, but it's so good, and I don't think this is even in stock anymore, so I'm holding on to this with my dear life. But anyway, I'm gonna use the black shade from here. It's the same black shade that I used in my last makeup tutorial as well. Normally I would use a flat angle brush, but I cannot find my flat angle brush, so I'm just gonna use a flat round brush and hope this doesn't mess it up too much. But I'm gonna go in with the black. I'm gonna really like dust it off. Like, I don't want it to be heavy at all. I'm gonna basically do like an eyeliner using the black eyeshadow. You see that? But I want it to be so subtle. You see that? It gives me like the ever most subtle eyeliner without being like too crazy. I am gonna still use eyeliner, but I just don't want it to be like super harsh. Now for the shimmer, because I do want to still have that glow, I use this. Oh my gosh, I have to be very careful because there's barely any left. I use this eyeshadow. You see how there's barely any left? You see that? Because it's too good. I think I'm gonna mix two colors together. From this palette that I showed earlier, I'm gonna mix this with this shade from the Japanese palette. My camera stopped recording, so I'm not sure where you were last, but basically I mixed them two together, and then I've just gone back in with the brown from the Japanese palette just to kind of clean it up a bit. And I think that is, I'm quite happy with this. I'm deciding whether I should put a black waterline, like if that should be the vibe, but that was if you take it to more of the sultry side, which is not a problem, but I'm trying to decide whether I should. What do you guys think? Should I or should I not? You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So now I'm gonna go in with that same brown shade I keep talking about from the Japanese palette, and I'm just gonna go under my eye. I'm gonna go in with that, what I barely have left any of, that Japanese eyeshadow, which is a perfect highlighter. So with this, I'm putting it in the inner corner and I'm bringing it onto the lid and kind of like up here like that a little bit. Bring that to the under eye and let that blend in with the like waterliner a little bit. Back in with the brown just to blend that out a bit. That's the eye look. I think I ate that. Actually. But guys, do I do eyeliner? Okay, for this step, I'm gonna move back all this headgear ever so slightly just to reveal my hairline. Oh my gosh, not the like full head exposure there, just to reveal my hairline a little bit. Now we're gonna go in with the same powder I was talking about before. I'm going in with the big fluffy brush and just dusting that all around the hairline, and I bring it kind of into like the, what's this place called? There used to be a word for this, but like the temples, corners of my forehead, and then bring it down across the hairline straight into that jaw. This is basically my way of blending my makeup into my neck, and because it's a bit darker, it's very fitting as my neck is darker than the rest of my face. And then now we do the cheekbones. So I normally just go right under the cheekbone area, or kind of just blend it into the under eye concealer that was there before. And now I go in with the brush that I was using to do the other browns in the eyes. I use that to then contour my nose. For this, I like that and bring it into the eyebrow. Guys, trust me, your nose will look so snatched. And also guys, it's also really important to do your nose contour for your nose shape. There's no point of trying to create a nose shape that you don't have. I feel like for me this works the best, the way that I'm contouring my nose, but some people's noses just aren't meant to be the way that we think we're meant to contour our nose, if that makes sense. Like, there's just no point. Even like the way I used to like really bring it in here, but that's just not how my nose is structured. So I contour around my actual natural nose bridge. And normally I go quite heavy, which is why I look kind of crazy right now, but I will dust it down in a second. And I don't go too heavy on this bit of my nose because I don't have that type of nose, so there's actually no point of forcing it. Do you know what I mean? Dust any excess off, just like that. See, that looks, okay, it looks crazy on camera, but guys, it actually looks calm in real life, I promise. You see? When it comes to blush, the girls do have a slight bit of blush, but it's not too heavy. So I'm gonna just use, I used my this blush brush yesterday. So I'm just gonna use the excess first and see, just warm up my cheeks that way. By the way guys, the blush is, you see, the blush is the Sheglam blush, Sheglam. My one's a bit musty, so that's why it looks crazy like that. But this is the shade, and it's aggressive. It literally matches my dressing gown, but this is the most aggressive blush I've ever used. Like, the pigmentation is very much insane. Bear in mind, you see how much is coming on my cheeks? I used this yesterday. I have not topped up anything from the brush, and you see how crazy it looks? Yeah. I also really love to put the blush right into my hairline. I feel like I think it works for me. And then I'm gonna re-blend that out using my overall blending brush. I just use that to really just remove any excess, because blush blindness is real, and I'm very much aware that I'm a victim of that. Now, one thing I normally don't do, but for the sake of this look I will do, is some highlighter. I really don't use highlighter anymore. It's very 2016 to me. But because of this look, I will just add a little bit on my cheekbones. Normally I only use highlighter if I'm like walking balls, because you need that. You need to look really shiny and really glowy. To go into my brow bone and add a little bit of highlight there, just like that. And then I go with my finger and let's blend it out. Now for lips, the Victoria's Secret Angels or Victoria's Secret runway models normally have a very neutral lip, so I'm really not going to do too much. Basing it off this picture here, I'm just going to use a brown lip liner. I'm using another MUA product. It's the Intense Color Eyeliner in Russet or Russet. And I'm really not making my lips like too defined. If you see the models, their lips are normally quite, it's almost like very like, what's the word? Like, it's not too sharp, if that makes sense. So I'm not making mine super sharp. I'm not gonna clean up any of the edges to make it look like super sharp. I'm going to use the Cezanne. What's this? This is, I can't remember to translate to Japanese, but this Cezanne lipstick, I'm gonna use this. I'm not sure what shade this is, I'm so sorry. I think it's shade 3. There you go. And for the most part, this is the look. So I'm just gonna do my lashes and then I'll come back. I'm gonna do my lashes and my bottom mascara. The bottom mascara, I'm gonna use the Sky High by Maybelline. This is the best mascara I've ever used. The applicator works so well for my eyelash shape. And this is the completed makeup look. To finish it off, we are going to set and spray ourselves. And I'm using the Superfix by Revolution. This is kind of like trending right now. I think it works fine. Again, like with me, primers and setting sprays don't really make that much a difference, like whether I use them or not, but just for like safety vibes I use it. But one thing I do like about using a setting spray, I feel like it just merges your makeup together, kind of like how some girls will do their makeup then shower. Like the sort of like steam or like the water mist kind of helps to like fuse your makeup and make it look less like ashy and stuff like that. But this is the look. But let's set and spray ourselves. I'm going to fan myself, and now I'm going to get dressed, finish my hair, and then I'll come back and show you guys the complete final look. And guys, this is the finished makeup look. I decided to stay in the robe because I felt like it was a bit more fitting for the makeup look, but I've just put some earrings in. The angel jewelry normally varies depending on the look, so I just went for these simple sort of like diamond pearl ones, and I've just put my hair down. Normally I put my hair up like a serious ponytail warrior. Like, I always have my hair in a claw clip or in a ponytail, but the VS Angels always have their hair down and normally have some big curls, but right now I have my like boho braids, so then it's not giving big curl, but it's giving elegant regardless. But this is the look, and I don't know, I really love it. I think I nailed the eye look, which was honestly the bit that I was most scared about, and I think having the neutral lip really helps. So this is the look. If you have any questions or anything, please comment them down below. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and share this video, please. I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers, if I haven't got there already by the time this video goes up. But also, please, if you could just tell me what kind of content you want to see from me, because I honestly love doing loads of different things. I love doing makeup tutorials and doing cooking tutorials, which you'll see on my TikTok, which you guys should follow, by the way. And yeah, I just do like a lot of different things. I also just enjoy vlogging in general, so if you guys can let me know what sort of content you want to see from me, I'd be happy to, you know, accommodate y'all, because we're a family here. You know, this is This is the family of Vicky. This is the house of Vicky, period. But anyway, I actually think this might be one of my favorite makeup looks I've ever done. I think I just really nailed the eye look. By the way, the eyelashes I used were just off, I think AliExpress or something like that. Like, they don't even have a name. But they're basically just like the manga lashes, because the angels normally don't have too full of a lash, but they always do have some sort of a lash. So I didn't want to go too heavy, so I used these lashes, and I think they worked very, very well. But yeah, this is the look, and I don't know, there's nothing much more to say. Just please subscribe, and also, yeah, share the video. And if you guys could follow me on my other social media accounts, then, because I am not the most consistent on YouTube. I'm improving, but I'm not the best. But if you do want to see like daily updates, I would recommend following my other accounts, particularly my TikTok and my Instagram, because I'm always posting on there, especially on my TikTok these days. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me or comment below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Yes! I think I ate that. Hold on. Look at that eye look. Nah, this is serious stuff, man. Hold on. But you know what? Little treat. I'll show you guys how the t-shirt looks on when I finish getting changed. This is actually the first time I've worn this top since I was gifted it by my friend for my birthday. But is it not? Hold on. Is this not just the cutest? Guys. Victoria's Secret Angel in training. Period. But yeah, this is the completed look with the top on. But I need to head out because I'm running incredibly late. But I feel like this was a success of a makeup look. I'll see you guys in the next one.